From 1380Z, Conklin and Company, with 1380Z Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First, with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
Good morning, everyone. Lee is enjoying some time off. I'm Sean Hegarty, and welcome to the latest edition of Conklin and Company. Our community is reaching out to a nation that is still rebuilding after a tragedy. We're going to let you know how you can get involved in that. Plus, we'll Finding Money help local schools pass a levy. That's coming up with our Take 3 experts coming up later in the show. But we begin today with what is being called a very good value for our community, and that's our library system. We have Rhonda Sewell with the Toledo-Lucas County Public Library System with us this morning, and you've done a study done through the University of Toledo, and it says that we get a bang for our buck for the library system. Give us an idea of what that report said.
Well, indeed, Sean, and thank you so much for having me today. We enlisted the help of Oleg Smirnov. He is an associate professor in the School of Economics at the University of Toledo, and what he found is that for the return on investment, investing maybe nearly for every dollar that we invest, the community gets about $3 worth of investment.
Which is a good investment no matter where we're there. So how does that work? Because it's the library itself is not something that produces a physical product and goes to the market for sale. How does that work then?
Exactly. He used different economic methodologies to come to his conclusions, because we offer services, we offer information, so that may be hard to measure. But what he did is he looked at public service, he looked at issues such as that, and measured it from an economic standpoint. Usually we look at the library, we know that it offers value and value to the community, but what he did is put that in raw numbers. So it just is sort of confirming what the staff and patrons have already known, that you do get, like you said at the opening, a bang for your buck. But in this way, he did it a different way, measuring it economically. So our total return on investment is about $136 million to the community. That is excellent for a public library system.
I'm assuming, like you said, the staff always knew that you did a good job. The staff always knew that there was an impact.
And our patrons.
And the patrons. Did you ever realize it was to the point of $136 million?
We did not. We were so surprised, and even Dr. Smirnov was surprised, because usually economic impact studies are usually done with for-profit organizations, so you really can measure those numbers. We're offering things such as service, public service, those kind of values. So that's a little more difficult to measure. And Dr. Smirnov said that he's used to working on a personal level with academic libraries. In this, he's measuring a public library. He had no idea the many offerings that we have. So yes, it's something now we can go out there and tell people, this is what you get for your money.
And you tell people as you have a levy campaign that is looming as well. Was it a coincidence that you did it when you did, or did you want to prove to people that their money is going through for something good?
We were very strategic in this. We wanted to prove to people that their money is going for good. The economic impact study, of course, as you know, they do cost. We didn't use any property or public tax dollars to fund the impact study. We use funds from trusts, private trusts, and we really wanted, at a time when we're going to people, to say, look, you know, our library is funded, like half of it is property tax values, the other half is funded by state aid. And as you know, state aid is dwindling.
It is, yeah.
And Ohio public libraries are operating at 1996 levels of state aid. There was one time when state aid provided almost nearly 75% of library funding. Not today.
So it's coming back to the local level.
It's coming back to the local level.
So the levy request that you're going for will have some increased millage in it?
Sure, it sure will.
So for some people that might be on the side of not wanting to look for increased millage, they may turn to you and say, listen, you're doing such a great job with what you have. You're telling me that you're going to put $136 million back in the community.
Sure.
I don't need to give you any more money. You're doing all right with where you stand. What would you say to that person?
Well, we would say that we have no other choice but to go to voters this November. Our 2 mills, existing mills, expires at the end of December. So we don't have the luxury of waiting until next year to bring this to voters.
Right.
We have to go this year. That expires. What our increase is 0.9 or 9/10 of a mil. That's the increase, and we wanted to put that in only because we lost so much in state aid. I mean, we lost nearly 18% back in 2009 of state aid. That was crushing, and patrons see it out there. They see it. I mean, with our reduced hours, they see it. I mean, at one time we were open from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, 5 days a week, and we had multiple branches being open on Sundays. Who would have thought that only 2 days were open in the evening? You know, we close most days at 5:30, and some days we're not even open.
How many branches are open Sunday? Is it just one now?
Just one. Sanger branch, which is a very popular branch. So, you know, and people who do want to work on the weekends, they can only go to that branch on a Sunday. Before we had five locations. So,
and certainly everybody at the library is a student of what's going on in the community. So, asking for any money is going to be difficult. Asking for additional money is going to essentially be twice as difficult. What do you think is going to be the pitch that if they have to choose several different levies, and several of them in Lucas County do have increases, what's going to make yours stand out that you're going to make people say, I'm going to say yes to more?
Well, there's several things. One is the economic impact study. It's looking at value measured in economic terms. So looking at how much we put back. We've been very good stewards of property or public tax dollars. That can be counted in all of the wonderful accolades we've been given for exemplary financial reporting. That's another thing. The other thing is that we're not going to voters at a time when we're just saying, oh, we need more money. We're going because if we don't have this, this represents nearly half of our budget, our entire budget. So those 2.9 mils equals anywhere from about $21 to $23 million. So that's half of our budget. If we don't have that, we dismantle. We have to look at critical issues which no public library wants to face, such as reducing staff, more hours, closing branches. No one wants to consider that when they've had a beautiful neighborhood branch in their neighborhood for years and years and years. So those are the things we don't want to even think about. And one of the things, Sean, we've never been in a presidential election. We've never gone before the voters in a presidential election.
So is that, you think
it's just coincidence? We hope it helps. We hope it helps. We hope it helps. But one of the things is we really have to go to voters this November. We have no other choice.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck
as
you continue everything you do. Rhonda, thank you very much for your time. Coming up, we're going to talk about what's happening in our community that's helping a country thousands of miles away. That's coming up.